in the Kitchen with Courtney. I am your host, Courtney. So tonight, guys, we will be making the most requested recipe so far, which is the Philly Cheesesteak Egg Roll. We're gonna do our filling first, and then I'm gonna show you how to make two tasty sauces. We're gonna roll them up, and then we're gonna fry them. So right here, I have ribeye, two thin ribeyes sliced thin. The trick to slice your meat, especially your steak or your ribeyes, uh, semi-freeze them first so you can get that good thin slice. Now I'm using ribeyes, but you check your bank account and you decide what type of meat works best for you. You can use top sirloin, bottom sirloin, flank steak, skirt steak, and there's some other variations of meat. So whatever works best for you. I season it a little with kosher salt. I have about 2.5 tablespoons of oil in a hot skillet. I'm gonna go ahead and start cooking my meat. Yeah, told you it was hot. So what I like about ribeyes is that they have that marbling of fat. So it won't, it's really hard for you to overcook it, but you can overcook it. So you gotta watch it. And we're gonna just go ahead and let it brown just a little before we add our other seasoning and our onions. So these were two ribeye steaks. They were the thin ones, not the thick ones, and they were sliced thin after I semi-froze them and got a really sharp knife. This ran me about $15.86. Guys, always go into the store, look at the meat, look through the packs because each pack will be priced different because they're weighed differently. And like I said earlier, you can use any type of steak cut you want. So whatever's in your budget. So I'm gonna turn my eye up a little bit. And don't worry about all this kind of excess oil you see. We're gonna add those onions. So this is half a whole onion chopped. And you can just season to your liking. Most people who eat steak, like really eat steak, they just put like kosher salt, like so. And then they just grill it. But we like a little extra flavor with ours. So as we are moving around the skillet, I'm going to add a little garlic powder because you can't go wrong with garlic powder. And a little Tony's. And now, as I'm looking at it cook, I sliced it from top to bottom. I could have went back in and kind of cut them in half to like make sure that it was going to be more meat, but I did not. So we're going to work with this. Just letting you know when you're cutting your meat, you want to cut the meat down more than just a slice. So after you slice it, go back and probably cut a little bit more because we're putting this filling inside egg rolls. And it just dawned on me right now. So, see, like this piece right here, this could have been cut in half. And when we get ready to assemble the egg rolls, I'll explain to you why I would have preferred cutting the meat down a little more. It just makes the whole process a little bit easier. So, see, this red meat is browning up rather good. Let's go ahead and add half of it right now to see if we want to add more. And to be honest, I do not. So once again, guys, I used two ribeyes. They were thin steaks, and then I sliced them thinly while they were semi-frozen. This is half an onion chopped, and I'm not gonna use all of it. You just add more or less depending on your liking. So if you love onions, add more. If you don't, add less. I wouldn't say omit them all together because it really brings the whole dish together. But on the recipe, you'll see the option to add bell peppers too. Because some people eat their Philly cheesesteaks with bell peppers and onions. And like we really don't want to overcook it. We just want to make sure is that it's not pink. You know, we don't eat pink meat like that unless it's pork. So turn my eye down. Now it won't be dry because it's cooking in the oil and then it has that fat. I wish I would have like taken a picture of it before I sliced it so you can see how the ribeye marbles. That's why that meat is it's always juicy, especially if you got an expert steak cooker cooking it. It stays juicy even when it's well done, you know? I didn't add the onions first this time because I didn't want them to get that crispy caramelization that we're always looking for when we're making our stews or our pasta, any of the other dishes we made so far. We still want them to hold their integrity, like their texture, their want to cook them till they're kind of light and translucent, but not into the point where they're like caramelizing. So I got them really thin, so I'm proud of that. Like I got them really thin. And there's almost no pink left. So we're gonna let that continue to simmer a little bit. Move this stuff to the side. You know what? I didn't taste it, but I'm just gonna a little bit more won't hurt. Let's go ahead and add it in there. Okay. So while we're waiting on that to, matter of fact, cool, we're gonna move that over off that hot eye so it can cool over there. And we're gonna go ahead and get started making our spicy ranch dip. So I have a cup of ranch, a packet of spicy ranch seasoning, and sriracha. So you can use sriracha if you have sriracha and you like sriracha, or you can use any hot sauce you would like. So since I'm using sriracha, I'm going to start off with one teaspoon, and then I'm going to check the flavor, and then I'm going to come back. If you're using hot sauce, start out with 1 tablespoon. And you can get this from any grocery store. It's going to be on the same aisle as the dressings. So I'm using 2 teaspoons of the spicy ranch seasoning and 1 teaspoon of sriracha. So this is a simple, really quick dip. So this is for the people who like the heat, and pairing it with ranch dressing will give you that cooling effect. This is also something you can do with blue cheese dressing. So I'm trying to get that incorporated. And I'm using a fork. See, and it should change colors if you're adding your hot sauce. So I'm going to get something to taste this with. A separate fork. Oh, okay. I like that. And that sriracha, I'm just going to leave that 1 teaspoon because it really gives you a kick. That's why you should start off with a little. You're going to always add more. You can't take it back out. So we're going to keep this. I think this really works. And now we're going to do our garlic aioli. It's another quick recipe. So we have a cup of mayo, olive oil, 2.5 tablespoons of garlic, lemon juice, and salt. So we're going to add our garlic. Get all that in there. We're gonna add our, I think it's 2 tablespoons of olive oil. A little lemon juice. And then just some salt. Remember, start off with a little, we're gonna taste it and we're gonna go back and see if we need to add more. Should have got a bigger bowl. So don't be like me, get a bigger bowl for this one. Because this mayo is a little thick. But you want to get that olive oil incorporated with the mayo and all those chunks of garlic. So I just use jarred garlic, but if you want to buy the fresh cloves, you can buy 1 clove and just chop them thinly and add them into it. Okay. Feel like there's no oil sitting up. Let me get a separate spoon. Don't want to eat like a spoonful of mayo. Okay. This is good. Okay, this is really good. My first time making it. Okay, do a little more lemon. The lemon really, like the tartness of the lemon really just brings out the garlic and the olive oil for some reason. So there was a cup of mayo, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, some salt, 2.5 tablespoons of garlic, and some lemon. Fresh, not fresh squeezed, like just some lemon. And this is enough dipping sauce for all 15 egg rolls. So you can bottle this up and save it for later. So we're just gonna move these to the side. The meat is still cooling. We're gonna take a quick break while I get the egg roll station set up. And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna assemble our egg rolls.
Hi, beauties and babes. It's Lonnie Noel.
Beauty Tutorials Unveiled.
We'll be talking about how to master the soft glam.
For the looks that are easier said than done. Watch live and you could be invited on the show to get live feedback on where you go wrong.
If you're anything like me, it is a struggle.
Don't miss Beauty Tutorials Unveiled. Watch live on YouTube. Wednesdays, 9/8 Central on Channel 7. Believe the hype.
What got me is like there and was like, it's a rat in here. It's you. The acting. But you know what? I know people like that in real life.
What's the word with Kay Hicks?
We've got trivia, special guests, and whiskey.
Pour a glass of whatever you're drinking and buckle up.
What's the word?
What's the word with Kay Hicks? Watch live on YouTube. Wednesdays, 9:30, 8:30 Central on Channel 7. Believe the hype.
It's a strong indication that your partner has issues with commitment, period.
When you've got questions, she's got the answers.
We do have a caller.
But what she says might not be what you want to hear.
The solution to that is Gullah Jack. Gullah Jack tells you plain and simply to just nut the up.
Queenie Unfiltered. Watch live on YouTube and you could be invited on the show. Wednesdays at 10/9 Central on Channel 7. Believe the hype.
Hi. Can I get the now bar, please?
No problem. $1.
Have a good one.
Got it.
Hi, can I get a now bar, please?
$1.
Thanks.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Hey, let me get a now bar.
Sure. $1.
Appreciate you.
You got it.
How's it going? Can I get a now bar?
Hey, stop right there! Get down on the ground! Out of your fire rank, you dick! Show me your head! Now!
Lyrical Pursuit. Teams will compete, but there can be only one winner. In the game that tests music lovers on how well they know the exact lyrics to some of the most popular songs. Watch live and you can be invited to play around live on Channel 7. Lyrical Pursuit, Mondays at 9/8 Central on Channel 7. Believe the hype.
Hey, I'm VC Paul, and this is Can You Sing?
We know you think you can sing, but can you sing?
How long have you been thinking you can sing?
Get voted in to compete for prize money. Can you sing? Watch live on YouTube. Mondays, 9:30, 8:30 Central on Channel 7. Believe the hype.
America, land of the free. It's at the core of who we are. Freedom. The freedom to live without fear, to drive through all 50 states, to sleep safely in our own beds, the freedom to jog where we please, to watch birds in the park, to wear a hoodie, the freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because no matter your religion, gender, disability, age, race, all lives can't matter until Black Lives Matter.
There was a time in my life where I was extremely homesick. I decided that I needed a pet. When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. He jumped up and kissed me and jumped right into my arms. I immediately went up to the volunteers at the shelter and said, I want him. He's got to come home with me. Now I'm anything but lonely. Every day with Turtle is a perfect day and keeps me company when I'm doing schoolwork. I like it when he jumps up on the table too. He is a veggie thief. He's an incredible companion and my best friend. Can't say that I've met anybody that doesn't love him too. When I adopted Turtle, I discovered all the things that make him unique. He's a little bit of a lot of things, but mostly he's all pure love.
All right, guys, so welcome back. We have our oil in our pot getting hot. Go ahead and make sure you put that on. This is a big pot. We are going to turn the egg rolls. I didn't want them to be fully submerged, but if you're using a deep fryer, you can use a deep fryer. And also on the recipe, the recipe link will have options, healthier options for cooking your egg rolls, such as oven and air fryer. So we have our egg roll wrappers. You can get them from the grocery store. They'll be in the produce section. They're like the vegan food. And you want it to be in front of you kind of like a triangle. Think of it like the pointy ends are facing you and facing out. So we're going to, and I cannot stress this enough, make sure you do not stuff these egg rolls. I know it seems like a lot of space right now. It's not. If you want them to be properly wrapped. So we're just going to get a little, trying to get some of these onions that we work so hard to cook inside. And I know you're thinking that's not enough, but we got to add our cheeses as well. So just a little. And this is mozzarella and provolone Kraft. Pre-sliced cheese, pre-shredded cheese. So if you want to make your own, shred your own cheese, do so. If not, just buy the pack. This is water and flour, and we're gonna use that to go across the around the border or the perimeter. So the top of the square is gonna get, I guess, the rub down with the water, and then you're gonna fold this over like so. And then so now you have an actual triangle. And then you're going to go over again. So you may want to go ahead and do these edges too. So you're going to do the big triangle and then small triangle. Don't put too much water because you don't want the paper, the wrapper, to tear. So now you're looking at an envelope. So now it's like a little small envelope. You're going to tuck and roll and tuck and roll. Boom. There go your little egg roll. And just a little water. So we're going to sit that to the side. We're going to make a couple and then we're going to go into frying. So once again, triangle in front of you. Get a little of the filling. Make sure you get all the components though. You may have to search for these onions. Add your cheese. We're going to do our perimeter. All the way around. And then we're going to fold over. And now we have that smaller triangle. And we're going to go back over that small triangle. We're folding over. We're folding over. We're tucking. And we're rolling. You want to make sure that all the way sealed because you don't want the filling to come out when it's frying because the cheese is going to melt and we don't want the wrapper to be too wet that it just disintegrates in the oil. So let's do a couple more and then we're going to fry them. I'm going to do something different this time. I'm going to add the cheese first because our meat is sitting in their own juices and I don't want that to soak through. So I'm going to add a little cheese. And guys, you can add more or less cheese. You can omit the cheese if you don't eat cheese. Remember, these are your egg rolls. Make them how you like them or how you would like them. Ouch. And we're going to go across and across. So that flour being added to the water acts as a bonding agent. So kind of like you're making a little paste. We're going to fold over. Do the same thing with the smaller triangle. Just go around the perimeter. And then we're going to fold over. Fold over. Tuck it and roll it. Tuck it and roll it. Want to make sure everything is closed. No chances of it popping out. Okay, so we have 3 egg rolls. Let's go ahead and put them in the hot oil. Make sure your oil is hot enough. You don't want your oil not to be hot enough, and then you put your egg rolls in there and they do the thing the French fries do, soak up the oil, and then they don't become crispy, they become soggy and you can't eat it. So make sure it's hot enough. I'm going to use this to place them in there because I know this is hot. You tell it's hot because it's bubbling. That's what you want. You don't want it to be too hot that it will cook. It just burn really fast, but you want it to be hot enough to get that sizzle that you see. We're going to do 2 minutes on each side. And I could have put a 4th one in there, but we'll just see how that play out. Or until golden brown. So 2 minutes on each side or until like golden brown. And so I did have my stove up high so I can get the oil temperature higher, but I put it back on medium now since the oil is already up to the point where I need it to be. If you are unsure, especially when frying food and cooking with, hot grease and oil, buy you one of those temperature things. You can sit them on your pot and have a little thermometer that goes into the oil, and it'll let you know when it gets to the desired degree. And the reason why you want your oil to be hot enough, but not too hot, as you see, you'll see them when they come out better, but they're kind of, it's crisping up. If you ever had like really good egg rolls from a Chinese restaurant, their egg rolls have this crispiness to it, and there is kind of like a bumpy texture, but the egg roll itself is still soft. It doesn't have much crunch where the filling is, and that's what you want with your egg rolls. So those are cooking. I'm gonna move them around some. Make sure they all getting it in this hot oil. Okay, so while those are still cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna practice doing the rest of them. So if you buy a pack of egg roll wrappers, it usually come about 15 to a pack. The 15 egg rolls is more than enough for one person, but if you're doing like a potluck or you're doing like a little family get together, you may want to buy like 2 packs. And this is something that can be made ahead of time. So it's 8:30 now, and we're making egg rolls tonight. You may want to assemble all 15 of the egg rolls, but you're not going to sit here and eat all of them until you probably want to cook them. You could always assemble them, wrap them up in foil or wax paper, and put them in a Ziploc bag and freeze them. This is something that the kids can take out and throw in the microwave or the oven. Everything is cooked. We're basically just crisping up the outside. The inside's cooked. So these are really great snacks for kids, really great quick dinner party plans. Like, oh, we're having the kid back. Can you bring something? Sure, I'm going to bring some egg rolls. Yay, you're the life of the party. And all you did was go to your fridge and pull out a bag of egg rolls that you made like 2 weeks ago. They ain't got to know. So that's cooking. We're going to go ahead and assemble. I think I'm going to go ahead and keep putting the cheese down first, because this meat is a little juicy, which we want it to be juicy, but we don't want it to be too juicy that it, breaks through the wrapper and falls into the grease. And I'm going to put a little more cheese on top. This is going to be mine. I'm going to turn this over. And guys, this is similar to the same wrapping we use for our wontons. They're just cut smaller. And if you are the type of person who okay, I'm going to end up eating like 6 of these small ones, I will show you guys how I make Big Bertha. It is a giant or a jumbo egg roll, which I use 4 of these regular size egg roll wrappers. And I connect them and I just roll them together. So it looks like an egg roll burrito. Flip. Okay. That's cooking. So for those who may have missed it, we're going across the perimeter, the outer perimeter. Make sure you get that tip at the top and coming down. So we're making a triangle. We're going to fold it and do the same thing. And you can tell I put a little bit extra in this one because it's a little bigger than the other ones. And you can tell once I fold it. Over. We got our envelope. We're going to tuck it. We're going to roll it. Tuck and roll. And those of you with little kids at home, this is a great family fun meal night. On Wednesdays when you need to... Well, on Tuesdays, when you need to unwind with the kids, you can make the filling, and you can put anything inside. We're just doing Philly cheesesteak egg rolls. So for little kids who are picky kids, I know my niece loves Hot Pockets. Buy some pepperoni. You have your cheese. Get a little marinara sauce. Boom. Little piece of egg rolls. Same thing with macaroni and cheese. See, that's what we want. We want it to kind of bubble up. And I want it to get a little browner. Maybe I should turn my oil up. Cause we don't have to cook the inside. We're just making sure that the outer layer is getting crispy. And so if you were to choose the other method of cooking your egg rolls, such as air fryer or oven, get you some of that oil spray or lightly coat it with some oil and put it in the oven. You still have baked egg rolls, but it will be crispier. Same thing with the air fryer. It'll still be air fried egg rolls, but it will still give you that deep fried crispy crunch that you're looking for. I just need this to get brown on that side. And we'll take these out. Okay. I'm gonna wait till they're a little browner on all sides. But guys, this was the Philly cheesesteak egg roll that was highly requested. Once again, I use ribeye steak. Check your bank account and then you choose what type of cut you want to use. And if it's ground beef, get your ground beef and make the most out of it. It's whatever you want to put in it, because you know what? It's your kitchen, it's your money, it's your choice. We'll turn this down some. Yes, I'm going to move this to the side. And I'm going to, yeah. It's moving around. So maybe a deep fryer would work best, but it's frying. It is frying. So I'm going to go ahead and make one more while those are still cooking, and then we'll take those out. So I'm putting cheese first, but you can do it any way you like. Get your meat. That's a lot of meat. Let's see if we're going to be able to roll this one. Okay. We're going to fold this over. See, yeah, that's a lot of filling. And go ahead and fold this over like an envelope. Yeah, this is kind of stuffed. So yeah, cannot stress it enough. Do not overstuff your egg rolls. They're small little packages for a reason. You probably can get away with adding more cheese than meat, but you don't want it to get to a point where it's like just busting out. Take these out. See, this is the color I'm going for right here. You can go a little darker, but I don't want it to be too dark. This is the crisp I'm looking for. And these are done. Like, these are done egg rolls. So usually when you're making, especially if you cut your meat thinner, you'll have more filling. And more filling will go a longer way. Go ahead and assemble all of them, wrap them individually, and put them in a Ziploc bag, and then put them in your freezer for the next time. Trust me, you'll thank me later. I'm gonna go ahead and add these. But you still don't want to have any accidents. Okay, so that's it, guys. It's a really quick meal. Can be really budget friendly. The egg roll pack of 15 runs about $2.74. You can get a bag of cheese for like $1.24. Seasoning, you should have seasoning at your house. If you don't, you can get some seasoning for like $1.50. Your steak, depending on the cut you choose, may run you anywhere from $7 to $15 to $20 a pack. It's on you. And you're cooking your meat and you're assembling and frying. So it's a low fuss, budget friendly meal. Oh. And these are our Philly cheesesteak egg rolls. Let me go ahead and cut into one so you can see the gooiness. Ooh, hot. It's hot. You hear that crisp? Let me just break it. That's what you want. You want that outer crisp, but you don't want it to be hard throughout. See? So if you like bell peppers, you can add bell pepper to give you a pop of color, but you don't need it. The onions are in there. If you love onions, add all the onions. If you don't love them, add a little just to give it that flavor, that extra layer of flavor. You can eat them alone. You can eat them with the dipping sauces. You can just eat them with some regular ranch. I can't say enough about egg rolls. Egg rolls are amazing. They're versatile. They can go for any occasion. Like, who wouldn't want to sit down to Thanksgiving dinner and see some fancy egg rolls just sitting there, or a pregame, or a potluck, which we shouldn't be doing potlucks unless you're doing with people you know in small groups, or anything. I even made dessert egg rolls, which were peach cobbler. So the creativity of the egg roll is limitless. Have at it. Get your $10, go to Walmart, get some random stuff, get you some egg roll wrappers, and have at it. Okay, guys, this has been an amazing night. I'm going to make the rest of these egg rolls because I'm going to freeze some. I'm going to eat some. But as always, thank you for joining me in the kitchen with Courtney. See you again next Tuesday. Bye.